4 years ago, the Lord called me a builder. Fast forward today, I have this lot behind me that I just purchased for $220,000, and I'm building my very first personal home. The plan is to live here for 2 years with my beautiful wife and then sell it and build another one, maybe do some investments. But I want to show you guys the journey, show you guys the progress, and also teach you guys whatever you may not know, because I know that some of y'all want to learn how to do this as well. I got Marlon here. He's gonna ask me some questions. Basically, to get it started today, we had our first subcontractor on site, which is the excavator. We had surveyor here as well. They put stakes in the ground, which is basically going to be where the foundation is going to lay. They did erosion control as well, which basically means they put up that silt fencing you can see all around. If the site is getting like constructed on, then it's going to get really messy, and so to ensure that it doesn't go into the neighbor's property or into the street, they put that fencing to make sure it's like clean, you know what I mean? Tomorrow the goal is to start excavation, and the first thing that they do is called a dig out. Basically, you dig out and get it prepared for the foundation, get it nice and straight and flat and level. Because we're building on a slope, it costs a little bit more, but we made sure that it still worked out as far as the numbers. It still pencils in with our budget, and we're still going to be able to profit off of this deal. I was here earlier. I brought the plans. Like, I had to go and print the plans at the print shop. I hired a GC to build this out for me. He manages the subs, but we're close friends, so he's letting me help him and do some of the things here. But they did some of the dig out already. I don't know if that's where the bottom of the house is going to be, to be honest. I'm not sure. They look at the plans. They're the pros. They know what to do. There's going to be more dig out here. Garage is going to be somewhere over here. I'm going to be living in the basement, and then I'm going to have a renter up top.
First question for Jake. Obviously, this is amazing what he's doing right here. My first question for you, bro, is this: how much do I need to start building?
That's good. It really depends on what kind of project you want to build. For example, this is going to be 2 units, right? I technically only need 1 unit to live in, but I wanted to have a renter upstairs and then eventually sell it for a lot more money. So I needed a little bit of a bigger down payment, 5 to 7% down.
Okay.
If you're building a house, let's say that is 500K to build, you're putting down 35,000. So if you're doing 1 unit, you can build that. So if you have 35 to 50K, you can put that down to build a house.
Wow. So why this place? Why this place out of every single place out in Ridgefield, right? Can we say that location?
Yeah, we're out here in Ridgefield, Washington. Why this place? Honestly, it was presented to me and I wanted to get in a deal as fast as possible. So I just said, let's move forward. Honestly, this lot, 220,000, it's expensive. I was praying to the Lord, asking him, Lord, give me a lot that's like 100K. You don't want it to be too much. You want it to be 20%, actually 20% of the estimated value of the house. So what you're gonna sell it for. So we plan to sell it around $1 million, 950. We're believing for a milli. We're gonna sell it for a milli. And so if you do 20% of a milli, that's around 200K. That told me that this deal would work. The land is not too expensive.
My question to you is, what kind of construction loan should I get if I wanted to start doing this like you?
Yeah, what I got is called a construction of permanent loan. It's basically a regular construction that floats down into a 30-year mortgage. You have the loan. Once you're done building it, it now turns into a mortgage and you start paying monthly. If you bought a house, you'd pay a mortgage monthly. So right now it's a loan. I'm paying interest on the loan. After it's built, I start paying just like as if I bought a house.
What made you want to start building?
I mean, I want the money, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I've always wanted to be able to manage my money and steward my money where it's working for me rather than I'm always toiling for money. I believe as believers that we can be financially free and be able to be a blessing to other people. I wanted to buy a house, but actually I found out that you can raise your equity and profit essentially through new construction building. I got into the build and I'm hoping to, you know, gain the profit after 2 years. Also, the Lord called me a builder 4 years ago. I was in KMSM Bible school. We had this exercise where we were going to hear the Lord and write down on a piece of paper what he called us. Were you in that class?
Yeah, it was.
And one of the things that I wrote down that I heard was builder. Not too long after that, I started doing demolition, which is tearing things down, not building up. Then the Lord led me to start learning trades like drywall, flooring, framing, all that good stuff in the remodels. And fast forward to today, a couple years later, I bought this land and I'm about to build my own house. So I didn't think about construction. I didn't think I was going to build a house. I always wanted a house, but the Lord knew.
Come on.
So now we're here.
And now we're here, baby. Let's go. 2026.
If you're young, you need to find a high income earning skill. and you need to get really good at that and just stick to one thing. Social media is my thing. I learned demolition, I learned the trades. I had a few different job offers, and I was wondering which one should I go with. Should I do the social media? Should I do managing construction? Which one should I do? And Joseph told me that if you're not doing social media, you're wasting your potential, because like the Lord has graced me for social media, for content creation, and he was right. Like I was like, dude, this is what I want to do in the long run. And so I was like, I'm just gonna full send it. I started that job being a social media manager, which I'm still a social media manager. I got really good at it, and that's how I've been able to gain the income that I have now to be able to do something like this. So if you're young, you love the Lord, definitely allow him to show you your dreams, like with him, and to really get good at whatever skill he's leading you into, so you can gain that high income. Obviously, there's always growth. I'm still growing. There's more to make, but
facts.
Yeah. The goal is to build this within 4 to 5 months. The GC that I hired, shout out Ruben the builder, he built a duplex in 4 months, and so it's kind of the same thing. The only difference here is that it's a slope, so foundation and excavation takes a little bit longer, so that could delay the project a little bit. But we also have the grace of God, so you know what I mean, maybe 3 months, bro. No, I don't know.
In Jesus' name.
We're planning to fully dig out by Wednesday. Then foundation is going to come in. They're going to lay up these like wooden forms, and that's where the concrete gets poured in. Then you have your set foundation. Subcontractors start coming in and start framing 2, 3, 4 weeks. You know, they're going to get in here quick, and before you know it, there's going to be a house here getting framed up. So this is going to go by pretty quick. I want to do weekly updates, and even throughout the week. Yeah, I'm super excited. This is going to be amazing. I'm getting married in 20 days, around that. So my fiance and I, soon to be wife, we're going to be staying at like a furnished home for like $2K a month, and then we're going to do month to month until the house is ready to move into.
You're so lit.
We got Marlon here, W content creator right here. We got big things coming. We got Kai behind the camera. He's fire as well.
Fire, bro.
But we want to start like streaming. We want to start doing content. We already do content, but we want to go crazy with it and do that full time. Right now we manage for other people, but we want to eventually be able to do our own thing, have people documenting our journey as we have right now, and build real estate on the side.
Yes,
have different avenues of income.
This is the dream, bro. As you can see, Jake's making it happen right now. He's literally living his dreams out. But ultimately, what is your dream?
Yeah, my dream is definitely to be able to wake up, make content for the Lord, with my friends, with my brothers and sisters, and glorify the Lord through content. Like I said, I feel like I'm really graced in that, as well as Marlon, and be able to like have brand deals, get paid directly through that, have different streams of income, and be able to be a blessing to other people, be generous.
Which you are, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. This is just the beginning. We're still mad young. I'm 24, my boy 23.
22.
Oh, okay, okay, I got ahead of myself. Kai also around there. Yeah, we're just getting started. Definitely the grace of the Lord. Unless the Lord builds the house, it's builders labor in vain. So you could have all the houses, you could have all the cars, whatever it is. If you're doing it without the Lord, at the end of the day, it's all vain.
I like that a lot.
You can gain the whole world. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? We're tapped in with the Spirit,
Yes,
bro. We're
Lord.
tapped in.
This is the beginning, bro.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's actually what matters. This is cool and all, but it's the icing on the cake with living life with the Lord. Bro, if we chased this stuff like before, we could have chased this before.
Yeah.
You were selling drugs, right?
Yeah.
I was selling drugs back in the day, and we could have chased the money way before. I took 2 years off. He took 3 years off to do Bible school, and people said, start your life, you know, get a degree,
get married,
get a job, get married. Well, we're doing it a little. We're mad young for that, but they said all these things, and we took a break to seek the Lord. There's this really cool instance in the Bible where, like, this guy getting tired. There's a really cool instance in the Bible where Jesus tells his disciples to go forward, and they go on a boat, and they go all night, and Jesus instead goes up to pray on the mountain. After that night passes, Jesus is able to meet up with them, walking on the water. So basically they toiled all night to get to where they were, all together. Jesus backtracked, took some time in the Spirit, got ready spiritually, and now he was able to meet up with them because he prepared spiritually. So in the same way, we've prepared spiritually, and some people still aren't here. I don't say that to boast, but I'm saying, like, put your trust in the Lord. At the end of the day, he's got you. If you're worried about like falling behind or being behind, if you have the Lord, if you're living life with the Lord, he will give you that promotion. He will put you forward. He'll put you where you need to be. And that's the message that we're coming with. Feel me?
think that's a wrap, bro.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Really...
Subscribe, stay tuned for more. Let me know if you have any questions that you want me to answer. I don't know all the answers, but I definitely have resources to people that do. Shout out to Build Up Community. That's what I'm part of. Ruben the builder, Arthur the developer. They're the reason also that I'm here. So I love you guys. God bless, and follow for more.